Hello and welcome back to the Banter Bets and BPL podcast. I'm Liam. We've got a nice trio on here this week, not the quartet. We'll get into who's missing later, who didn't show up for work this week, absent, without leave. But why don't we focus on the guys we do have this week? We got the old loyals, brother Keegs, Sandy, and back by somewhat popular demand, Coach Cam. He did beat me on the international betting this week. Oh, can't believe he got it. I swear this guy pulled out like 15 90th minute goals out of nowhere to beat me. But we'll go with the old boys first. Sandy, how are you doing?
Yeah, happy to be back here. I feel like it's been a month since I watched a soccer game, so we'll see how things go here.
Oh, these international breaks, they're so long. Cam and I had some fun though. Sandy, the only one in the positives by a massive whopping $2.11 last time out, which again feels like a month ago, but good on you, Sandy. Brother Keegs, so this is a big announcement actually, guys. Brother Keegs, he's hit negative 153 cents. We're giving him 1 week to pull the finger out and get out of his negative 100, or next week we're going to have a special guest appearance for someone making his picks. We'll let that cliffhanger marinate for a little bit. But brother Keegs, what do you have to say for yourself? Negative 100.
I'm on the same boat as Sandy. I think once the international break comes on, I just go on a soccer cleanse. Haven't watched a ball get kicked in about 2 weeks, so I don't remember how the sport's played. I don't remember what bets I made last time. So I don't think anything that happened before the international break matters.
Yeah. Well, you know what, brother Keegs? That's not a bad thing, not watching a ball being kicked, because our best guest ever was Patrick Van Bee, who hasn't watched a ball be kicked since Luis Suarez last kicked one for Liverpool in 2014, and he won $100 for us. Now, our second best guest ever is our first recurring guest on this program for Banter Bets and BPL betting. It's Coach Cam. Coach Cam, have your moment in the sun. You beat me. You had a positive week back in week 1. What do you got to say for yourself?
I just want to thank you for having me back to start. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. It's definitely long overdue. My fans were screaming. I was screaming. Like you said, I was a crying baby for a bit, but it's got me back here. So at the end of the day, I just look at results, and I've only had positive results in the pod. So I want to keep that going. And looking at negative 100, looking at some no-shows that aren't even here, I would say we can fine him, but I look at his total and he doesn't even have enough to be fined. So yeah, it's a little shocking that I'm back and it's pretty shit, but I'm here to bump it up, and let's do it.
All right, Cam. If you're this good a better, then we need you to turn this car around. Yeah, you mentioned your fans were getting restless. Jacob Logie, wherever he is, he was throwing a fit.
Yeah, he was.
All right. I see Brother Keegs has got his hand raised early. He's got something to say. Brother Keegs, what do you got?
Now that you're back on the pod, can we admit that Jacob Logie was a burner account?
I don't even know. I literally, if you want to go through mine and Liam's messages, I don't know how more genuine of a surprise I was. I was so surprised, actually. I phoned my dad, and I was like, yo, Ken, like, are you doing this? I texted Evan because Liam said, could it be Evan? I texted Evan, like, what are you guys doing? My dad's like, no, like, that's pretty crazy, though. And I said, yeah, like, that is fucking crazy. So from my knowledge, I didn't make the accounts. My close family and friends didn't. So it could be a random person that made one. Or, I don't know, maybe it actually is someone that watched the pod.
Breaking news on the Banter Bets and BPL pod. Cameron denies any burner counts. And
my dad actually made a good point.
It doesn't sound much more genuine than a, Dad, can you believe this happened? No, that's crazy. That's a genuine conversation, right?
When I said that, my dad actually mentioned, because I'm like, I don't know how he had my full name. Liam, you brought that up too. And my dad's like, well, if you call yourself Coach Cam from Queens, like anyone can look up my name from there because I'm on the Queens website. So
got a stalker situation.
That's what my dad said. Like, that's a little weird. And I was like, that would be fucking kind of creepy. But I deny all claims. There's no chance. Like I said, I was genuinely surprised when I heard that.
Well, we've got Big Ken out there sleuthing for us. So maybe Kenny will track this scumbag down, this stalker down, and take care of him. But yeah,
Scumbag. He's the biggest fan.
Coach Cam was so shocked that in our conversation he sent me the shocked emoji. This one with the guy with his hands on his face. That's how shocked he was.
That's been used a total of 5 times, I think, ever. Like that emoji is not the one that people use ever. So
Coach Cam's emoji use was very genuine. All right, let's move on from huge news. We got Coach Ken, or not Coach Ken. We got Sleuth Ken on the case.
He is on
Coach
the case.
Cam's case. All right, guys, let's get enough with the celebrity gossip, the soap opera stuff. Let's get into these banter. Enough of the banter. Let's get into the bets in the BPL. We'll start off just by discussing each game a little bit. Any talking points? Some might have more than others. Yes, I'm looking at you, Burnley Crystal Palace. Yeah, let's get into it. Newcastle, Chelsea. Oof. Chelsea's been on a run, I think, back when we used to watch soccer. But I don't know, guys. Newcastle at home. Chelsea has a little bit of trouble against Newcastle. I remember the Sissoko party a few years ago. The Sissoko coming out party, his best game ever. Anyone got any thoughts on this game? Newcastle at home?
Yeah, Newcastle's kind of spicy. It's tough to say with Chelsea. Just a rotating circus over there right now. I don't know who's healthy, who's injured, but
and if
definitely
Marco
a trap
is here,
game, I think.
If Marco is here, he'd be the first to say, "Oh, the international break. Chelsea had 17 players injured. I hate the international break." So Marco would be whining about that. So
whenever I think about Newcastle Chelsea, when I was making my bets, I'm like, holy shit! I think of Pape Cissé's half volley with his outside of his foot. So this game from there, it can spring up some great goals, and yeah, I don't know. I think that. I don't know, maybe I'm just losing my mind, but every time Newcastle plays Chelsea, it seems like Newcastle always gets a win. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but
I'm sure if you look at the numbers, they would heavily disagree with that. But yeah, for sure.
But we can think of at least two: the Sissoko game and the Cisse game.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe Joelinton scores from the sideline on a 90-degree swerving shot this weekend.
Chelsea have been known to let bad players have freak games on them. So,
and Joelinton is a bad player.
Joelinton's a very bad player.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I say we all just hope that Newcastle wins that game because no one out there likes Chelsea. Now that Marco's not here on the pod, not on the pod to defend them, let's move all for Newcastle. All right, this one's a bit of an interesting one. Villa's been hot. Brighton has not been hot. I kind of expected a little bit higher odds on Villa. What do you guys got on this? Keegan, I know you're kind of the resident Brighton homer. What do you have to say? You did end up with Lamptey.
Brighton apologist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm riding with the Bees again this week.
Oh,
they're just a good team, and every game that they're an underdog, not against a Big Six team, I'm gonna ride with them. So quite that simple. I just think they've been it's still just unlucky. I mean, to an extent at the start, and then a couple poor results, but we're gonna trust them because they're a good football team that plays good football against an inconsistent team. Whenever Aston Villa is a favorite, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to bet against them whenever they're a favorite. So
Keegan,
a good team who plays good football and loses a lot. That's what you want to hear.
Unlucky Brighton, the unlucky losers all the time.
They're trying to play just like Norwich last year.
Yeah,
trying to play.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be as bad as Norwich, but I find it interesting how, based on who we draft in fantasy, our fantasy league that we're all in, it's kind of like that's the team that you go to bat for. Like Keegan's got Lamptey, so he goes to bat for Brighton. I've got Bowen and Antonio, so I go to bat for West Ham. Sandy's got Watkins and Grealish. He goes to bat for Villa. Cam's got Bamford. He goes to bat for Leeds.
I already know.
So we've all got our biases that we bring into this podcast. Cards on the.
Lamptey was an undrafted free agent.
Oh, there you go. Well, it still seems like you go to bat for them a fair bit. Sandy, do you want to say something about Villa?
Yeah, I mean, I am definitely on the Villa bandwagon, all in. They gotta win this game. If they lose this game, it's just gonna be a telltale sign of what the season's gonna be. Just unpredictable. They'll get some good wins here and there, but destined for mid-table if they can't beat Brighton.
If they lose this game, we're throwing them in the cannot trust them basket with West Ham and with Everton, and we're putting a lid on that basket, and we're not taking them out for a little while.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they're already in there. That's why I'm riding with Brighton.
So Keegan's prematurely put them in the don't trust them basket. Fair enough. All right, Cam, Man City fan, 1.8 for a kind of shady Man City team that hasn't been looking too great, struggling to score, playing against the two hottest forwards in the league, or the two best forwards in the league this season, Son and Kane. What's up with that?
I think that City's been they've been struggling trying to find a healthy, strong back four. They were struggling to find a lone striker when Jesus was injured, Aguero was injured. They were throwing Mahrez up top. I think Ferran Torres was there for a game, Sterling, and I honestly think that
Liam Delap.
lack of despite everything else, I actually think that this City team's going to come out with a very strong lineup and absolutely obliterate Tottenham. So, like by 3+ goals.
Absolutely obliterate. That's quite the call.
They have Sergio Aguero, striker now, which means Sterling can go out wide, he's the best left winger in the Prem, besides Mane probably, and I guess Jack Grealish right now too. And yeah, like from there, it's good. They finally found a back four that is comfortable. Shaw Cancelo's at left back, thank God. Mendy is as good as my left nut. Zinchenko's as good as my right one.
Mendy will be back soon. Don't worry. He'll rear his ugly head.
So bad. He's not playing anymore. There's no fucking chance. But Diaz is great. Had a great international run too. I think he scored 3 goals, to be honest, over the entire break, which is pretty crazy. Ruben Diaz.
Ruined one of my bets.
Yeah. I think
what nationality?
One of the best center backs in the Prem, and Kyle Walker, top 3 right back, maybe top 5 for sure. And yeah, with Cancelo playing so well, I think that they're going to do really well, honestly. So yeah, I know there's people here that are going to just absolutely rip me apart now, but that's what I think. So
when Cam met Kyle Walker, he's like, "Kyle, man, you're the best running back in the league." And Kyle's like, "Man, you really think so? Got to be top 3."
Got to be top 3.
That was
everything true except for running back.
Did I say running back?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't sure if that was like part of the joke. I didn't know what the joke was.
That was not part of the joke. That was supposed to say right back. But we got football on here. It's Thursday Night Football. Oh, and I ruined it. I ruined a great semi-pro quote there. Oh, sorry, Brother Keegs. I knew you were going to laugh at that one, but then I messed it up. Anyways, Brother Keegs, we're on Tottenham this week, right? I know Cam's a Man City fan. He's got to go to bat for his team, but us 3, Sandy, probably as well. We're on Tottenham at home, 4.0.
Yeah, very simply, Tottenham look like the real deal. They've got the best 2 in the league, and it's going to be I mean, Cam said Man City's going to blow them out by 3. I could see it honestly going the other way, where it's just Man City's like, oh, Man City's got it sorted out, and then they just get the doors blown off. And Son is going to run those defenders ragged, and Kane's going to be there to pick up the pieces. But I wouldn't be surprised, like, if someone wanted, I'm not doing this because honestly, I just thought of this on the spot, but if there's an alternative over out there and you want to hike it up a bit, I see a high scoring game, even though we always talk about 2 big teams going under. But I mean, you have Cam mentioned Sterling if he's playing on the left, and Doherty's out. They got Aurier playing right back probably. That'll cause 4 goals right there. So
yeah, throwback that Champions League tie a couple years ago.
Keegs already have you on the alternate over, so.
Yeah, Keegan has thrown. What did you bet that Leeds game earlier in the season? Like over 5.5. Maybe it's time to bust out one of those.
Could be
bust out one of the old plays.
Proven track record. The alternate overs.
Yeah, I think that game ended 1-0. We did that. All right, let's move on from that one. Yeah, I don't know. Should be goals in that one, guys. Maybe a both teams to score bet would be nice on that one.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about our bets, but
yeah, we'll talk about them. Okay, Man United West Brom. You see, if I wasn't a Manchester United fan, I would be betting Manchester United to lose every home game, because you're going to get odds like 11.0, and Manchester United lose at home. They're just bad at home. They only win on the road. So if I wasn't a Manchester United fan, I'd be taking West Brom at 11. But I am a Manchester United fan, so I'm not going to do that.
This is West Brom, dude. Let's go. I mean,
it's West Brom, but
they lost Yeah, go ahead.
They lose to like other bad teams. I guess West Brom's probably the worst team in the league, so maybe this isn't the week to do it. But you'll see a number like that again if it's like a Brighton or like I don't know, a Sheffield United or something. And I think, man, you could be in trouble at home.
Yeah, Liam, you're still high on the Bolivia game, the Bolivia Paraguay or whatever it was.
The Bolivia game should have hit.
When it was 15, it was 11-1 or it was 15 actually to win, and they drew. But
Really?
I honestly think the worst team in the Prem is Fulham. To be honest, they're fucking awful. And who lost to Fulham? So at the end of the day, there's no way United lose. There's no way. There's no fucking chance United lose.
We've been over this. I think West Brom is worse than Fulham at this point in time.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Based on what we've seen of late.
I don't even know players on West Brom. Like, who's on West Brom?
I know one.
Ivanovic.
Ivanovic is on West Brom. He's like the only guy with Premier League experience. And
Pereira. Unless Pereira scores like 2 free kicks and I don't know, that's a magical assist or something like that. I don't think there's any way West Brom wins this game.
So I was thinking about Ivanovic. Even when he was in the prime shape of his career, he looked round and was out of shape. Like, has anyone seen him? Has he played yet? What does he look like?
Yeah, he scored that own goal against Brighton, I think.
I'm imagining
he just looks ball off of his other defender and into the net.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm imagining he looks like a bear that's ripe for hibernation, like a big old brown bear. Ripe for
He looks the exact same. He's just the same person, same ugly, bald.
I honestly think he's lived out a little bit, honestly. He looks
really?
Yeah.
He looks like a Russian father of 4. And it looks like he's been on the Rogaine for a few years since the last time the Prem. A nice
man. I will say though, like, appearances are deceiving because he looks like not a good player, but man, when like 2012, he was an incredible fullback somehow, despite waddling around and going bald and looking stupid.
He's got the dad strength now too. So
yeah, I think he's always had that.
There.
The magic.
Who's being matched up against Rashford out there in the wing?
No, he plays center back now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Alrighty, let's move on from that. Fulham Everton. Speaking of Cam's worst team in the league, Fulham at home, not a super big underdog. Cam, do you want to touch on the Lookman penalty?
Oh, don't even get me started. I went over it in the international pod. It was the best case for me. I had 2 West Ham defenders. I had Fabianski and net. Lookman, that was awful. It's awful. Mitrovic is going to take the rest of the pens. I own Mitrovic, so that's great.
Mitrovic missed a penalty against Scotland and cost Serbia a Euro place. So.
International and Prem is the same, but
don't worry. The Prem managers are just like us. They don't watch the international games.
No one knows about that, Keegan. That's secret. No one knows. So
Mitrovic comes back and the manager's like, "Hey, how'd it go, man?" He's like, "Good." And they're like, "Okay, let's get back to work."
Okay, he's like, "Yeah, 2 hat tricks, dude. Didn't watch the game." He's like, "Oh, nice, dude."
Yeah, right. So, Lookman's penalty was so stupid. It was so stupid.
We're still probably going to start Kamara over you anyway.
Yeah, we're going to start a Booba.
Kamara's a red card. He got a straight red.
Oh, did he?
That game, yeah.
Not surprising for him, for that character.
So, so he's not going to. Yeah, Mitrovic is going to play. Lookman's going to play. I think Lookman's their best player, so he'll play. But in terms of penalties, I think Mitrovic really sealed that back up. Or they might try someone like Kearney or something like that too now. But who knows?
Dude, Mitrovic has got to take those. I was shocked when I saw that Lookman stepped up and took a pen the 9th minute. You need either your striker or like your center back just step up there and rip one in the top.
So yeah, I wanted to say, like, for penalties, I've never understood why you would ever chip it down the middle. Like, I know penalties it's pressure, and I certainly don't have a great track record of pressure pens, but you'd think for a Premier League player, like, the ability to just score a penalty, it's not worth messing around with. Just put it in the net, kick it hard. Like, what's the risk reward factor for chipping it down the middle is not worth it. Like, it's just easy enough to score. Just do it without getting cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, I got nothing against going down the middle because obviously the goalies just want to dive. But what's the point of chipping it? Just step up and blast it as hard as you can down the middle. Yeah, and maybe take their head off even. Push them into their net even if they try and stay in the middle.
Imagine.
You could get the old FIFA goalie when you used to hit the perfect penalty right above him and he just wave his arms because it was like whizzing by him like a truck that was about to hit him. And he's like, whoa.
Controllers broke off that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. One last note I had for this game is, guys, this is the game that Lookman scores. Just think of the narratives. Playing against his former team who ditched him. There's one goal scorer narrative we like. Second narrative, he's been hearing it for 2 whole weeks about what an idiot he is, probably from his mom, his guy down the road, his barber, everyone's saying, what the hell were you doing with that penalty? He's going to be angry. He's going to come out flying against his old team. I traded for him in fantasy this week. I think he scores against Everton.
That's a bold prediction.
Did
but fair, because I don't think someone's going to score any goals, and if they do, I think it's going to be Mitrovic. I don't know.
Don't you guys like those narratives though?
Those are good narratives. I always like a good story, so I would love to see him score. I just don't think Fulham are. I don't think they're going to. I just don't think so. So
I like Cam going. That's a bold narrative, and then just going like, you know what, fair actually too. He's like he wanted to dispute it, but he's like, you know what, I actually like that.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
He told us so well.
Sheffield United and West Ham. What do we got on this one, boys? Sheffield United first win of the season. West Ham bottling it against bad teams like they usually do. West Ham's only good against good teams. We know that. They're in the permanent do not trust bucket, especially as favorites.
This is a great excuse not to get up early Saturday morning.
Honestly, that's what I saw as well.
I'm gonna get up, watch Lookman score his goal. Hopefully it's in the first half, because then I'll fall back asleep until the Leeds Arsenal game.
Yeah, I mean, you East Coasters are lucky 9 o'clock, but us West Coasters, I'm not getting up for 4 o'clock. So I just get the 6 o'clock one anyways.
Jeez, that's gonna be a tough one. I've got to watch it now after I talked about that narrative, but probably a halftime nap for me. Taking my first nap of the day at 4:45.
Yeah, no, Sheffield won this year. Have they got a win yet on their belts?
They haven't won yet this year.
I think
this could be the game. You know, they got a shot here.
Yeah. All right, let's not talk about that game anymore. This is games worth talking about. Leeds Arsenal. I think this could be a fun game. What do you guys think?
I actually, with the City Spurs, this is my other, when we get to betting, this is my other alternative over. So
yeah,
because I think
this
there's
is
going to be
similar.
goals. And Patrick Bamford is the second best striker in the Prem right now. So he's going to score if you're the second best, obviously, right? So
the second best striker
in
always.
these rankings of
yeah,
Cam's.
the second best always. You're right. But
Who's the best striker in?
Yeah, who's the best
Cam
striker,
predicts?
Cam?
in the Prem right now?
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
Okay.
Okay, and right behind him, Patrick Bamford.
Patrick Bamford is honestly a very close race between.
What
them
about
two.
Vardy?
He's in the race, but I don't know why. I just think that I traded Vardy away, but in my fantasy, so obviously there's a little bit of bias coming towards out of my mouth. But I don't know.
Yeah, he's not that good.
No, I think he's good. I just think he's like, I don't know, like he just always struck me as like that, not talented, but like just knew how to score type. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I didn't think he was ever a really good player. I just think he just scored goals. I actually thought he's a little lucky as well.
Yeah.
And
Scoring goals aren't very important.
I also think that his time's it's coming, like, or it's up. Like same with Aguero. I don't really think Aguero's a top 5 striker anymore because I think his time's up. The same with Vardy. I mean, Vardy had a lot of good seasons. His time's up. Like that's just what I think.
There you heard it here on the Banter Bets and BPL podcast first from Coach Cam. Vardy is over the hill, was lucky to begin with, and is not quite as good as Bamford.
No. That's this season to score this season. I'm saying
is Vardy the forward version of De Gea, just riding like an 8-year luck streak?
Yeah. Well, De Gea's luck streak has run out. I'm still saying that De Gea was riding a lucky streak because he was making all these dumb foot saves that made him look good. Now he's just not making those saves, and people are finding out, oh, this guy's actually not good.
Can I interject here?
You may.
Cam was pumping the alternative over, but I just don't see it. Arsenal's just a pretty good defensively team. They're just well coached, and I don't know how many of their games have actually gone over this year. I mean, of course, I haven't researched this because I don't do much of that, but I don't recall many games going over for Arsenal.
Villa just ripped them apart last time out.
Yeah,
really a short-term memory, Keegs?
No,
that was an absolute whooping.
Okay. I mean, fair enough, but that's an outlier. You're telling me Aston Villa 3-0 isn't an outlier?
Yeah,
It's
the
an outlier
outlier
for
is
Arsenal.
Yeah.
the outlier is Villa's just high octane offense.
I feel
Not
like
many
Leeds-
you're not going to
can
get
compete with those
you're-
guys.
if you're betting Leeds overs this season, you're not going to get much value because every Leeds over is going to be like, oh, Leeds, it's getting over. Arsenal thrown in there with the Aubameyang and Lacazette and those boys, like the over's not going to be much value. Maybe an
Arsenal score
alternate.
1 goal a game.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to
Arsenal-
Liverpool, Leicester. Liverpool's banged up in terms of COVID injuries. They're missing all their guys. Still a home favorite, below even money against an upstart Leicester. What do you guys think of this one?
Tough, eh? Tough to bet against Liverpool. They just get the job done.
I know,
But yeah,
I
they're
know.
banged up.
Because I saw this and I was like, oh, Liverpool at home, 1.9. I think they'll get the job done, but they're super banged up. So I've been flip-flopping back and forth on this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough when it's almost like it's almost like Giovanni Petraglia playing none of the local players, and all of a sudden he's throwing them in and then expecting the best. They're gonna throw in Divock Origi and fucking Shaqiri. Is Shaqiri still there? Like they're just gonna throw these guys in. They're gonna throw Brandon Williams and they're gonna throw Neco Williams and they're gonna throw these guys in who haven't played in the Prem that often yet. And
The
they're not gonna
difference
do well.
is this is Jurgen Klopp here, not Gio. No offense to Giovanni Petraglia.
No, but that's
just in case
what's
he's
gonna happen.
listening.
Like, he has to throw in these players. Like it's gonna be Manny Origi Jota, and Origi's he's fucking not good. Like I don't know, like Origi's not a good player.
I guess the other difference is the fact that these are world-class soccer players that have scored in Champions League finals and whatnot, not Cameron Paddock. So
obviously that's it. But it's all in perspective because they're also playing other world-class players.
But I'm just kidding about that. But their back line's terrible. But I don't know why you're talking about all their attackers. They're only missing Salah, and they have 4 great attackers. So I don't think that's much of a problem. They can just
I'm pretty sure they're missing
plug in Jota.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they got Jota, Firmino, Mane.
I
think are some of those South American guys like resting this week? I was wondering that about like James too. Like the other guys play, they probably come back on short rest.
Well, I don't know. I think Liverpool's going to score goals regardless of who they play. They're going to score goals, but if they leak a ton of goals, then they're going to be.
Jota's looking like one of the best.
I don't know. I just think that Liverpool will win games more so on how great defensively they are.
I agree, Sandy. Jota's looking like a fantasy pickup of the season, possibly.
Yeah, that man scores goals. I was slandering the shit out of my buddy for drafting Jota earlier in the year, but he dropped him, so it's all cool. But
he listened to you, and now he's kicking himself for listening to you and trusting you.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Actually,
Don't tell me you picked him up. You convinced him to drop him and then picked him up.
That would have been the cherry on top. That would have been too good.
All right. Last anecdote to move on from this game. Coach Cam, I don't know. Coach Gio, I thought was a great coach. And the first time he ever started Chris Pike, what happened? Ball dropped to Chris Pike in the box, hammered it home, 1-0, knee slide in the corner. Everyone mobbed him. 4-0 over Winnipeg. And there you go. So that's what happens when you
just tried to slide that last bit in there. 4-0 over Winnipeg.
4-0 over Winnipeg.
Of the 2-1 finals loss where Brandon Schwarzenegger was shit and you guys subbed in like Aaron Johnson to play at the very end and it was just awful. I'm like, you guys are never gonna win here. So, but fair play.
Cam, never the salty one about not getting something.
Yeah, Cam's salty. Cam's
I wasn't even on
everyone.
I wasn't even on the team. I was just watching the game, like streaming it that season.
Cam throwing shade at Vardy, at Schwarzenegger, Thunder Bay Chill legend, at Aaron Johnson, who made the logo for this podcast. It doesn't look like a child did it.
Oh, nobody's safe. No one's safe.
Yeah, I don't think any of that criticism's fair.
To be clear,
it's just facts. It's not really.
Well, I honestly thought we ran a positive environment here on the pod.
Whatever, you guys. Whatever.
Quick disclaimer: the views expressed by one individual on the Banter Bets and BPL podcast do not account for all of our views on all these subjects. Gio, Brandon, Aaron, love all three of you guys.
Yeah, I love them all too. I'm just saying.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
You guys are framing me like I'm absolutely murdering these people.
Don't go back on yourself here, Cam. Making you look weak.
No,
Right?
you know what? You're fucking whatever.
Stand up for yourself.
You got to play the villain, Cam. You're the villain on this side.
Me and Aaron go back. We're homies.
Don't get pushed into a corner here.
All right. Let's call this one the Marco and Keegan Derby. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. I'm hoping Burnley wins this one for you, Keegan, so you can rub it all over Marco's face. What do you got to say on this one?
I mean, the argument that we've had was who's more anti-football, and I mean, after a little while, I thought that I was on the wrong side of the argument. So I'm just hoping that Burnley come through for me, and I'd absolutely love it. If I lose all of my bets, I didn't even bet on this game, but if I lose all my bets, United lose 20-0. But if Burnley wins this game, I'll be happy at the end of the weekend. So
honestly, I would be kind of happy if United lost 20-0 as well at home to West Brom. That'd be just cool. And we'd have to fire the manager and bring in Pochettino. So
Keegs, I think you and Marco need say it's too bad Marco's not here, absolutely spineless, but you guys need like a personal bet on this one. I mean, I'd be on the Burnley wagon too,
look,
but I'm officially off of Burnley.
You couldn't get a more even line. 2.75 each way. Would be a good time for you guys to bet each other.
Well, we have to establish some criteria for who's more anti. I think whoever has more possession in this game is the least anti-football team.
Wouldn't it be like whoever has more shots on target or something
No.
like that?
More possession.
Just possession.
Possession.
Just possession.
You just think it's possession.
We're trying to tilt the scales in Burnley's favor because they probably won't have more shots.
They're just passing the ball in the back.
They could have more possession.
You know, whatever happens in this game, we're going to find something to cling on to in the argument against Marco.
Yeah.
If it's more possession, if it's more shots, if it's more goals, if it's more headers won.
Yeah.
Back in my old FIFA days, I always used to think the team that dominated the game was the team that got the most corner kicks, because that means they created the best chances and they were just saved and went out for a corner.
All right. So we just need Burnley to get a couple corners, maybe even score one of them. This is the Tarkowski game, maybe, Sandy? 1-0, Tarkowski to score. That'll get you odds like 80-1, I bet.
This could be a Tarkowski game. I mean, I'm officially off Burnley. I'm done with them.
This can honestly be a game where you use the Cam Paddock strat.
I don't think this is a Cam. There's not enough goals in this game for the Cam Paddock strat.
Yeah, you need goals in games for that strategy, Cam. That's like a Leeds Arsenal. That's a Bamford to score first and Arsenal to win.
That could be a Spurs City. Kane to score first and City to win.
Yeah, something like that.
A lot of good ones actually this week to use it.
The last thing I can say about this game, this is actually how it's going to go after all we talked about. Burnley's going to have all the possession but not create a single chance the whole game, and Crystal Palace is going to win off of a VAR penalty. And then Marco's going to claim, Crystal Palace is more exciting because they score goals, but they're not going to have any possession, and Burnley's not going to do anything with their possession either, but still.
And Zaha's going to score the penalty, and he's going to be like, "Oh, Keegan, you see that? You see that player right there scoring that penalty?"
And then Keegan,
super exciting player.
Zaha has never touched the soccer ball that game, even though he scored a penalty.
Wasn't even in live play, so.
Yeah, that was like the one part of that argument where Keegan was actually right. I think everything else he's been on the wrong side of, but I think that little nugget there.
All right. Well, we're all about the nuggets.
Yeah, that's it. Any nugget against Marco is a golden nugget.
And we're gonna find that nugget this week for Burnley. Come on, Burnley, give us something. You don't need to give us much. Give us something this week.
Give us a fucking Chris Wood hat trick. Like, come on.
Okay, whoa.
Yeah, let's not get too greedy here, Cam. Come on.
Come on, Cameron. Yeah, that's asking way too much of Burnley.
If he gets 3 shots,
you're right.
I'll be very happy.
Let's ask for a Mamadou Sakho own goal.
If he gets 3 touches in the opponent's half that aren't headers, I'll be surprised. That aren't headers off goal kicks.
Have you guys noticed how bad Nick Pope is at kicking a soccer ball too, by the way? What's up with that?
I guess that's why Pickford's always playing for him over him for England.
Probably, dude. Like, he kicks a soccer ball worse than like U18s, I think. Like, good. Like, it's pathetic.
Just an ancient keeper.
Age.
Not the modern goalkeeper that you want to see in your net.
No, we want our goalies to be able to kick, not save. That's why we like Pickford.
That's what we loved. Everyone loved
Yeah.
Mac. Everyone loved Mac Patrick. Mac could fire a ball. 70.
Mac could save and he could kick. Mac could do both.
And
he could fight. And he could play left back, left mid. He could do it all.
Yeah.
He could chirp.
We like our goalies 5'8" with an absolute rocket leg.
He loved to draw strikers to pick up the ball and do the little shoulder bump.
Yeah. He was waiting for the striker to come in, then he's picking up the ball and he's jumping into the striker with a body check.
Me and Mac are on the same men's league team, and right now we're top of the standings ahead of the local villains Juventus. So
oh yeah. Is there a goaltending controversy? Do you guys split time or what?
No, I've taken full duties. I'm in charge of ripping shots from half, volleys either foot.
Mac warms you up by just absolutely hammering drop kicks at you.
Yeah.
All right, that was a bit of an aside. Let's move on to our last game of the weekend. Wolves Southampton. This is another fun one that won't be fun because the Wolves are playing and everyone thinks Wolves are fun, but there's never actually goals in their games. But in terms of predicting this game, I don't know. I'm kind of caught. I don't really know where to go on this one. Anyone have any sides they like?
I wouldn't be surprised if this game ended in a draw, to be honest.
Yeah, like a 1-1.
Yeah, something like that. Or like even a late 1-1 draw, like Willy Bolly header 1-1 on a late corner. And then Chris types in the chat and says, Jean Moutinho is the best player. He's on every set piece. Pick him up in fantasy.
That's why you own set piece players, because Jean Moutinho gets 1 assist a season off of them.
Yeah, of a corner kick to Willy Bolly, yeah.
I was also surprised that Wolves weren't even bigger favorites since they're at home and like Southampton without Ings.
Without Ings. But in first, aren't they in first? Or is
No,
Leicester?
they were for briefly.
They were for a half stack, eh? They had just some time to take a piss on at first place.
As if Che is looking legit right now.
Yeah, that's one of your biggest victories on the podcast this year. There hasn't been many, but one of Sandy's biggest victories has been pumping Shea's tires.
The Che Adams haters had really shut up of late.
You're gonna go nuts when you hear my bet, then, Sandy. So.
To be fair, did anyone really hate Che? No one hates Che.
No, but he didn't really score goals last season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people were questioning why I even drafted Che. I don't know.
True.
He's my number one striker.
I think that's enough bad analysis on every single game from a bunch of knobs who don't know anything. Why don't we become a bunch of knobs who don't know anything that are actually giving out bets now? What do you guys say?
I'm in.
Let's do it. All right. Feel great.
Some losers.
Yeah, you were in the positives by $2.11 last weekend. That's enough to get you to start on this podcast with your best bets. What you got?
Yeah, okay.
You can just rip them off.
All right, so I got a shit ton of goal scorers this week. I'm feeling goal scorers of late. But yeah, so I'm gonna start off at the top. Villa for 10. Watkins to score $5.
Woohoo.
Plus odds, easy money. Kane to score, probably be a ton of goals in that game. Plus money on Kane to score. I feel like that's just downright disrespectful.
Yeah, I feel like this is the game that Kane just scores in at home against a good team. Got to prove doesn't have to prove himself, but yeah, I like this as a Kane goal scoring game.
Spurs will score. Could be Kane. Plus money. You do the math.
That is disrespectful. Plus money on Harry Kane.
I also like Rashford to score. I was thinking Ivanovic was playing right back and he's going to be going up against Ivanovic, and I love that, but I still like Rashford to score here. Plus money again.
If anyone knows the West Brom right back, get in touch with us, banterbetsandbpl@gmail.com.
I'm trying to rack my brain to see if I can think of any of the West Brom defenders. Not coming to me.
Is it that Townsend bloke?
No, he plays on Crystal Palace.
No,
not that one. The other one.
I know. All right, let's get back to Sandy's bets. Enough banter. Come on.
We need some bets.
That'd be fun. It'd be if you get a little Townsend v Townsend matchup, maybe. If he actually was Townsend.
That'd be riveting.
Yeah. Must watch TV. Okay. I also like Everton to beat the wheels off Fulham this weekend. Everton's been skidding a little bit. So I'm going to go Everton halftime, full time. And Calvert-Lewin to score too. Plus money on all these goal scorers. I don't know what's up. I'm going to go Sheffield, West Ham, 1-1 draw. This game's at 1-1 right now, all over it.
Nice. What are the odds on that?
6.25 or something.
Ooh, 1-1.
Yeah, 5 to win, 32.5 was what I got for that. And then I got Bamford to score, the chosen one, plus 175.
Cam likes
I don't
the
know, it's a
sound
tough
of that. Yeah, I could see him scoring against Arsenal. Keegan thinks they're good at defending, but nah.
Yeah, I'll have to see a full season of Arsenal being good defending before I start considering that. When making bets.
They can't even go 5 minutes without with being good at defending at this rate. So, all right, is that it for you, Sandy?
Yep.
That's it for Sandy. A lot of goal scorers, and I like all those plus money on all those guys, eh?
Crazy, eh?
Crazy times we're living in. All right, Coach Cam, you're up next. Thankfully, the guest, Bill, last week only lost like $9, which is pretty bad because he was only betting like $2 each bet. So down a few units. But regardless, he knew that he didn't have to do much to beat us schlubs.
Yeah.
So
the best
Coach
defense Cam. Is a good offense on this pod.
Okay, well, I got sorry, Sandy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got a couple decent bets this week. Got a Cam Pettit Classic for those of you who didn't go on the last 4 podcasts for the international break. What the Coach Cam or the Cam Pettit Classic is you pick a good matchup. You pick the top goal scorer on one team, the team you believe is going to lose. You bet them to score first, but the team you believe to win. And it's usually pretty good odds. So I'm going to do that. Sandy's going to love it. I already know he's going to love it. But we're going to start with a good parlay here. So I'm parlaying Man United to win. I'm parlaying Everton to win, Leicester to win, and Chelsea to win. So those 4 teams, $5. It's looking pretty good. I parlayed 2 matchups for both teams to score. Leeds Arsenal and City and Spurs. So both teams to score. $5, probably those 2. I parlayed 4 goal scorers. Kind of similar to Sandy's, but I just parlayed them all. So I have Ollie Watkins, I have Harry Kane, I have Pat Bamford. We all know I love Patrick Bamford, but I also put in Martial as well. Because he's back. He's going to be hungry. He has 1 shot on target. So, and it was an own goal. So, like, he really needs to step it up here. Then I also did the alternative over. So, over 3.5. And I parlayed 3 games. I parlayed Leeds Arsenal, City Spurs, and this is a pretty crazy. Well, I don't think that's pretty crazy. And I did Newcastle Chelsea. Those $5 over 3.5. Last but not least, this is the Cam Pettit special. 5 bets.
Just wait. So you parlayed all 3 of those games to have 4 goals or more?
4 goals or more. Yeah.
What are the odds for that?
I don't know. I haven't put them in. I just wrote down the bets. I actually thought that you were gonna screen share and do it with me. I'd be able to see, to be honest.
Oh, sorry, buddy. We don't do that anymore.
I'll throw it on and send them in. But
thank you.
And then last but not least, this was a tough one because I knew in the Prem usually you have one team score and then they end up losing. I was trying to think. There's a lot of good matchups where I can use that. City Spurs popped in my mind, but I didn't want to. There's so many goal scores that could happen that could score first. I thought that's a tough one. Newcastle and Chelsea, that one popped in my mind, but I actually think Timo Werner or Chelsea's going to score first, so I didn't want to do Newcastle, Callum Wilson. But I did like the Wolves Southampton game. I actually am betting Che Adams to score first and Wolves to win. So
that's the one, eh?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the big one. So
I like half that bet.
Make sure you tune into that game because Che Adams is going to score first and Wolves are going to scrape out a win, 2-1. So, and that's it. Those are my 5 bets, $5 each, $25 down. And yeah, even if one of those bets hits, I'm winning money because they're fucking all crazy. So they're all pretty crazy bets.
Coach Cam, let's see if you can keep it going, buddy. keep the legacy alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Brother Keegs, what do you got? You're up next, -15. This is a big week for you, or else a dog's making your picks next week. So what do you got?
So much for the
There's the giveaway.
yeah.
Oh, darn it.
But sorry, I was just a little distracted. A little bit of a brawl in the football game.
Also, a D3 guy just caught a touchdown. Fun fact.
The tight end on Arizona.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the picks. Good for him, I guess. But
Yeah.
no, I wish like soccer was a little bit more like football in that sense. Like there's just a huge, like, it wasn't a huge one, but there's a big like scuffle on the play. Like people are getting in each other's faces. If that was soccer, the end of the play would have 10 people on the ground rolling around.
Yeah, and
So-
everyone's swarming around the ref, and the ref pulling
Yeah.
out cards left, right,
And
and
they just break up a couple people that were swinging at each other and then line them up and go again.
You saying professional soccer should be more like Kenora Men's League? They should start modeling their style.
It'd be more exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna get into it then. Just a disgusting parlay that I'm looking at, and I wonder why I made it, because I think all three of these games are gonna be wrong. But I got United, Chelsea, and Everton to win, parlayed together. $4 pays 15.56.
It's not the stinkiest parlay I've ever smelled.
And they're all favorites, but like, I don't know. I looked at it earlier and now I'm looking back. I'm like, well, I'm not so sure, but we're hopeful. And then we got Tottenham, $4 pays 16 bucks. Pretty confident in that one. And then we're parlaying Arsenal, who are plus money, I think that's just a type of game that they'd win. And Brighton, big fan of, parlay them together. $3 pays 20.
Wow.
And then the annual over-under parlay. I never thought I'd get to this point in the season, but 4 parlays of over-under and 3 of them are unders. So didn't see that coming. So Burnley Palace, that's almost a lock at under. The odds aren't very good, but it's part of the parlay. So over in Aston Villa Brighton, I think that's just 2 attacking teams. And then under for Leeds Arsenal and under for Sheffield West Ham. So $2 on that pays $20. And then last but not least, play Bale in fantasy. So I'm doing a fantasy hedge. And
So you play me.
What do you mean?
You're playing against
Well,
Sandy. Sandy has Bale.
I have Bale. Yeah.
Oh no, I said Bill.
Oh.
Bill.
Yeah. No, I'm playing Bill in fantasy, so I got a fantasy hedge. Jimenez to score at 2.3. Diogo Jota to score at 2.37. And he has 2 Sheffield defenders, so we're gonna throw in Sheffield to win and keep a clean sheet in that parlay. $2 pays $54. If I lose in fantasy, I'll be $50 richer. So and that's the only way I'm gonna lose.
When
All
you
three
said
of
you
those
were
have to happen for me to lose.
Yeah, I can't wait for next week when you lose both those and you're just scratching your head about how it happened.
Yeah, no kidding. When I put up 19 points and then he puts up 20 points by just having more people play than me.
when you said you were playing Bill in fantasy, I thought maybe you're going to bet, Decoure to score or a Milivojevic, a Conte, who are some of Bill's other favorites.
The holding mids that are going to get 3.
Yeah, they're going to get. They're going to
2.
Classic dad fantasy strategy. All right, I guess I'll give you my bets, and starting off with a nice solid $5 on Adamola Lookman to score for the reasons I listed earlier. To score anytime is 5.0. Don't mind those odds against his old team. Looking to prove the haters wrong. So Lookman to score, $5 on that. I'm adopting a bit of a new strategy this week, and it's the kind of like draw no bet cam, how I rolled that one out. This time I'm doing double chance, just because this gives me, like, if both teams are even, this gives me a 66% chance of winning my bets. Not great odds, so I'm throwing them in a parlay.
You lose so much value with those, eh? It sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. But I'm thinking I found 3 teams that I think will not lose, and I'm betting with those teams. So Wolves at home to Southampton, win or draw. Wolves don't lose at home. You can be boring and draw 0-0 if you want, just don't lose. Everton draw or Everton win or draw. Everton just don't lose to garbage Fulham. So I'm hedging a little bit with the Lookman goal, but ideally they can take that Lookman knockout punch, but get back up and give one of their own. And then I'm going Aston Villa at home to win or draw. So those 3 parlayed give me odds of 2.27, and I'm putting $20 on that one. This is where I'm making my big money. So just those 3 teams, Wolves, Everton, and Aston Villa, to not lose. None of those 3 teams can lose. And then my other ones, Aston Villa, Brighton. I just like the number of a draw, so I'm going to go $5 there. So hopefully Brighton doesn't win that game, or else I'm out of luck on both those bets. Tottenham at home, 4.0. $5 on that. Tottenham to win. I think they can take it to Man City this weekend. I think they're there for the taking. And got the hiccups. And then Leeds and Arsenal to draw. Again, 2 pretty even teams in terms of attacking talent. I honestly think Leeds is really good. Hopefully they can hold it together a little bit. They drew Man City earlier this season. I don't know. Arsenal is just not a team you can trust, I don't think. So $5 on them to draw. And last but not least, $20 straight up on Everton to win. I just think at 1.9, they've got Richarlison back. They finally got some of their players back that they were actually using to look good at the start of the season. So I'm really confident in them beating Fulham. I guess that's it for us, eh? And Marco did send in his bets. So as you guys know, Marco lost $50 last week, and he doesn't even show up this week. What a flake. I don't even know what to call him. Cam, you got anything to say to Marco?
All I have to say is, like I said before, I made the joke about we need to fine him for missing training, for missing work, but we can't because he's broke, because he's not the best at betting. I'm just a little disappointed because I thought he had more respect for the podcast, but it turns out he's just a fake fan, and he has higher priorities, bigger things on his plate, I guess. Mm-hmm. I'm a little disappointed. So,
Marco, come on, man. You got to come back to us. You got to prove yourself. I don't know. Maybe this will be the week he wins big. He's got $5 on a Leicester Arsenal parlay. Don't like that. 2 away teams playing against Liverpool and Leeds. Don't like that. He's got $25 on Keegan's stinky parlay on the Everton, Man United, Chelsea parlay. Wow, he's going big on that one. That's 25 to win $97. That would be big for him. He also has $5 on Tottenham at home to Man City. He's got $5 on a draw parlay, Sheffield United and West Ham to draw, Aston Villa and Brighton to draw. There you go. That would pay out $60. Ooh, Marco's swinging for the fences this week. He's got $5 on a draw in Burnley Crystal Palace, parlayed with a Wolves win. So there you go. Maybe he thinks both teams are anti-football and it's going to be 0-0. And those are Marco's bets for the week. Before we go, guys, anything to plug? Anything to say?
No, I'm just happy to be back. I'm fairly confident I'm going to make money. Looking down at my bets, I'm looking good. But I honestly, if I had to pick one bet to hit, I want it to be the Shea Adams Wolves. That would be it'd be 1/3 of this podcast. It'd be the bands for sure. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that the most.
I'm looking forward to a winning week as well. I know been negative a couple times, but I'm really feeling confident on this slate. Sandy, we turning it around?
Yeah, this feels like the first week of the season all over again. I'm pretty sure we started the year hot, so I don't know. I feel good. We just need that break, reset the mind.
Yeah, this is the first game week of the rest of our lives, boys. Let's go out there and win some money. All right, guys, thanks a lot for listening. We're going to end off the Banter Bets and BPL podcast there. Thanks, Coach Cam, for coming back on, making an appearance. Thanks to brother Keegs and Sandy, all reliables, showing up to work. I guess thanks to Marco for sending in
kind of guys.
Yeah, guys, you want to go into, you can take into war with, or whatever that saying is. Guys, you take into in the coal mine.
Guys, you want to be in the foxhole with?
Yeah, the foxhole. That's war, coal mine, foxhole. That's the one. Guys, you want to be in a foxhole with. Not sure you'd ever
Yeah,
want to
you
be in
just
a
want us in
foxhole,
the
but
you just want us in the foxhole because with our betting luck, we'd take the bullet for you.
there you go. Exactly. Marco, you're gonna need to re-earn your keep, buddy. I'm keeping an eye on you. Watch your back, Marco. All right, thanks for listening.
Armpit too.
We're coming for you, Marco. Banter Bets and BPL. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Bet safer. Peace out.